Hello, this is Brittany from Collector's Maze, and I'm here today with makeup artist and cosplayer Lucia Marte. Hello, Lucia.
Hi,
How
how
are
are
you today?
you?
It is such a pleasure to be
Good, how are you?
today. Okay, we're gonna start off with asking some questions about everything that you do. We're gonna introduce you to the audience so that everyone can get to know you. Um, we're gonna start off with I want to ask you what made you want to start doing makeup and doing it with cosplay, combining it with the cosplaying, and what was your motivation?
So I just started with makeup. I was just bored one day. I was at home and needed something to do because I just moved to a new place, didn't have a job. So I was playing in makeup, or I was watching YouTube, and then I started playing in makeup. And then it turned into, actually, I don't really know how it turned into paint, or just started painting one day. I don't know.
So you just decided to just go to the store and just say, "Hey, I can try this body paint."
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. I was just like, I got some paint. Let's try something. Let's see what this does, I guess. So that's
So, like,
really how.
so what was the motivation for it, or was it more of so you just say that just it was just an idea you just came across one day and just said it was an idea, or was it like an actual like a motivational thing for you?
Okay, so one of my first cosplays was, I guess it was one of the first times I painted was it was a wrestling paint. And one of the wrestlers that I was, really into at the time had a mask. And I wanted to take her mask and like paint it on my face. Instead of doing just makeup, I wanted to make the mask look cute. And, I did makeup on one side and then the mask on the other side. And that's really where it started. I also did like a Black Panther one. And that was sort of like when I decided, I was like, that was cool. That was something I can do more often because I did a Killmonger one. And so I, painted it on and did my makeup and it did really well. People really liked it. So I was like, I can do that. That's something that I can do. That's my lane. That's my new lane.
Right. Okay. I was gonna move on to the next question. I was gonna ask you, out of all your looks, which one was your favorite and why? Because I do like the Killmonger face paint. That was amazing.
Thank you. That one actually might be my favorite one. That one was my first one. That was the one that started everything. That was the one that I was like, man, this is taking forever, but I really like this. You know what I mean? That was the one. And I because that was my first one. That one took like, girl.
It took forever.
It took so many hours. It was like I think like 6 or 7 hours, something like that. So yeah, I was sitting there because there was like, the little things on his chest. So I was doing each thing, and of course I knew how to do it. So I just, it was kind of just going from there. That one's my favorite because that's the one that was like, yeah, this is it. This is what I want to do.
Right.
That's my favorite one.
Right. So by that being your favorite and also your first, how long did it take? It took you a long time to do that one? It took you hours?
Yeah, that was about 6 or 7 hours. I mean, like, they still take a really long time to do, but a long time for me now is like 4 or 5 hours.
Okay.
I'm not even going to that takes me 6 or 7 hours anymore.
So you have improved with time and doing the face paint. So, how many paints do you do a day? Do you do like once a week, or like how do you accumulate all of the face paint?
So I have kids, so I can't really do them every day. I'd like to be able to, but that's just not possible. So I try to do one to 3 a week, depending on how busy my week is. I will try to, because on my page, I do also do makeup. I'm dabbling in nails now, like things like that. I try hair stuff, and I do try to like incorporate everything in there. So I do have other things, not just the painting.
Right.
But so I try to sneak in a paint whenever I get a chance. But then I'll try to their stuff too, just to keep like I have a lot of fan bases, so I try to keep everybody happy.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you go when you do your paints and you choose what characters you want to do? How do you go about choosing your character? Do you just choose, say, hey, I want to do this or I want to do that? How do you accumulate the ideas of doing one or the different ones that you want to do? Because I've looked at your Instagram and I see that you've done so many and they're all amazing. And
Thank you.
you're welcome. And I just want to know, how do you pick out the character for that day?
Well, okay, so some of them are requested. Like, so there are a lot of people who are like, "Hey, you be really cool if you could do blah blah blah," or "I love blah blah blah. Can you do such and such?" So I get a lot of those, and then I get a lot of people who are just like they like to talk to me about the shows that they like, because sometimes I watch some of the shows that I do. Not all of them, because that's way too many shows. But yeah, they'll talk about it, and then if we're having a good conversation, I'll be like, maybe I'll do that. That's kind of where my ideas come from, and just stuff that I like, and stuff my kids might watch, stuff that's popular at the moment, stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Well, that's amazing that you like to pick from your audience on what you like and what your audience will want to see. And you keep in touch with your audience as well, which is also
I tried.
Yeah, you try to as much as you can, and that is also great because you have a lot of artists that are similar to yourself who don't really keep up with their audience. They just go with the flow, But it's great that you do keep up with the audience and you can keep your base, your fan base, to where it's at, because you cosplay a lot of things that they request, big requests, like let's say Lion King or something like that. You can just do something like that. It's amazing.
One actually.
You
I
have?
don't think I have.
You don't think
I
you
don't think
have?
so.
Well, you should.
I'll do it.
Hey, see, that's another idea.
Right there. I'm about to write that
um
down too.
okay, to go into our next question, I was going to ask, what is it like having such a big platform? Is it hard to maintain, or what do you do to keep the audience informed on what your everyday life?
So that's actually, it's weird because like, people are like amazed by the size of my platform. I don't really think about that kind of thing, that like I don't really care about like numbers, really. Not really, I mean, of course you care about numbers because you want to know. That's sort of like how you're doing, you know what I mean? Like if something does well, you get better numbers on it, then you're like, okay, I'll start doing more stuff like that. So that kind of tells me what I should and shouldn't be doing. But as far as like the amount of followers I have, I don't really keep up with that because that doesn't really mean anything. Like, I see people with less than 10,000 followers and they get hundreds of comments on things and they're really popular. They just don't have those followers. So really that doesn't mean much, but I try to just stay in touch with people. Like when I'll ask questions like on my stories on Instagram or on Facebook. I'll try to like ask a question, or I'll try to do something where people will have to answer me back.
Right.
And that's how I try to keep in touch with people. It is a little bit difficult. Like I said, I have kids, I have stuff I have to do in the house and stuff like that. That's a little bit difficult, especially when you don't get paid to ask people questions. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit difficult to do stuff that you're not getting paid for all the time. But I do understand that people are curious, want to know stuff. So I try to give them a little bit. If I'm out, I'll take a picture of where I am, or I might do a quick video or something. But I'm kind of camera shy, so I don't do that very. Yeah, I'm not really. I'm really awkward in real life, and like when people want to take pictures, I'll be like,
I think everybody has that in them somewhere. When you just like, when you have a big platform, it's yourself. You we run into a fan in public, and you're like, hey, that's Lucia Marte. I want to take a picture with you, please, please, please. And you just sit there like, okay. What? I think
Yeah.
that's just like, and that was
Always
every.
you look crazy on those days. Always, like you always hair not done. You don't look
Right.
like it's always days.
You can't look your best every day.
Sometimes, like you feel like you have to after a while because it's like, oh man, I'm gonna go to the store. I can't wear that. You know what I mean? Like you never know.
Because you never know who you run into.
Exactly.
Because it gets like that because you're so busy, and then your fan base is huge, and a lot of people want to do interviews with you. You have people calling you left and right. Hey, come over here, come over there. Hey, picture. You're basically a celebrity. So yeah. So you can you just have to. That's something that a lot of people would have to get used to when you get onto a fan base. Which reminds me of another question. What would be tips to be a better person, like a better role model to your fan base, or how to start a fan base?
Well, so how to start a fan base. Basically, you just have to sort of find people who are interested in the same thing that you're interested in. So if it's makeup, try to join makeup groups, try to find friends who are also into makeup, when you go on Instagram, for instance, there's lots of groups that feature people that are that have had some sort of look that a lot of people like. So try to interact with those pages, try to interact with those groups, try to interact with those kind of people, and then they all kind of just it all kind of comes together. And then as far as like being a role model, I have kids, so I kind of have to be a role model anyway. So I really try to not say negative stuff about people, about things, because I'm a true believer in karma.
Right.
So if someone does something kind of messed up to me, I won't react like I used to.
Right.
So, but I'm
still
still working on me. I'm definitely still working on me.
Everyone is human. You're only human. You can only go so far and take so much as a person.
Yeah.
You have to, like,
but still, like, it's people, like, I get people have bad days. I have bad days a lot of times, days I don't want to be talked to. I try to make it like when I'm having a bad day, I will try to keep my feelings like in check. You know what I mean? I'm not going to come at you crazy because I'm mad today. Because you could be having a terrible day, like something awful could have happened to you today, and I have no idea. So me having a bad day and I'm just mad about something small, like Chick-fil-A was closed, you know what I mean? Or something like that, and that means nothing compared to what you've gone through. I'm about to treat you bad because I'm mad. You know what I mean? I try to live like that. So
So just coming up on your page about the interview and doing the makeup. How much do you spend on doing the makeup alone? Like, how much do you spend on all of it?
Well, I do buy a lot. I don't know exactly how much I spend. I do have, now that I'm a little bit more popular, I do have companies that send me stuff, and that has helped so much. But like before, when I was first starting out, I had to buy everything. I had to buy everything that I have, plus paint, plus backgrounds, plus any apps that I would use to like add in like pictures. Because when I first really decided that this is what I was going to do, I did like 30 days of Disney and things like that, and I would add in things in the background, and those apps cost money. So to be honest with you, I don't know how much, because everything costs so much, but it wasn't cheap. But it paid off. But to make money, you got to spend money. So that was fine.
So when it comes to accumulating the looks and the money and everything, and it all comes together, what do you think? What would you suggest to do? Like, what would be like some ideas on suggesting to the audience on on what you do with your makeup, or do you do, or such as like, I'm trying to see how I can ask this in a simple way. How could you
Okay.
like suggest to your audience a simple way of doing your makeup? Like simple things, like what do you use?
Like money things, or just things in
Or
general?
it could be anything in general, saving money, or when it comes to doing the makeup in general.
So if you're just gonna do makeup, I would just start with the stuff, like if you find sales on things, get
Right.
stuff on sale, you know, things like what I do. I used to just buy stuff on clearance.
Right.
The hard part was the foundation, just trying to match myself, but other than that, everything else is pretty much, you know, it's just grabbing little stuff that you see. It's not really you don't really have to spend a lot.
Right.
But you know, so to get the attention of certain companies, of course, you have to buy their product and then tag them and
Right.
things like that. So that starts costing a lot. But as far as like paint, when I first started out with painting, I bought I think it was like $13. I bought a palette off of Amazon and just used that to start painting. But then once I got, you know, a little bit bigger, I started buying like the $100 palettes from, you know, big companies and stuff like that, because I used it more often. It makes more sense.
Right.
But yeah, that first one, I think it had like 10 colors in it. So I was just mixing colors and everything. You know, you got to be responsible. You know, if you have that palette, like I said, mix those colors. If you have one pair of lashes, treat it right and reuse them. You know, things like that. A lot of little saving things you can do. Plus coupons, girl. I'm all about
it. Right. Okay, so a thing about, I see when you do your cosplays, do you use props? Do you usually buy a lot of props as well?
Sometimes I make the props and sometimes I buy them. There are a couple costume stores in this area, so I do frequent those a lot. They kind of know me up there. But I try to make my own when I can. I'm kind of lazy. So I'm more likely to buy it than make it, but I'm actually getting a little bit more into prop making because, you know, trying to get other people to make it, you got to wait for them, you got to pay them, you got to ship it, you got to hope it don't break when you get it, and then you know, a lot there. So if I can do it at home, I will try to do it, but if I see something while I'm out, I'll buy it.
Right. Okay. So next question. So I see that you said that you usually buy and make your props. What is the first prop that you've made?
Okay, so
what is the prop that you've made?
Oh, I remember. Okay, so I when I was doing that 30 Days of Disney that I was talking about earlier, I actually I made the little Disney ears, the Mickey ears. You know what I'm talking about? I made a bunch of those just to go with the different characters that I was doing.
Right.
And I only bought like 10 or 12 of them because I wanted to actually do more characters, and I did the ears when I did makeup because I tried to incorporate makeup into that 30 days as well. Right. So there were a couple days like I did a Buzz Lightyear one, so I did some makeup that was like the color of Buzz and then the little ears. So those are my props I made. I guess you could call those props. And then I also did like a wand for a look not too long ago, but I made that out of paper. So that was just, you know, real cheap.
Hey, that's a good idea, paper.
Yeah, I mean, you know, anything that will, you know, work for the picture. I'm not gonna go out, you know, with my chest painted from here up. So, you know, I only use it for the house to take the picture and then I'm done with it. You know?
So do you usually buy the outfit, the cosplay outfit, or do you just paint it on?
Usually I just paint it on. I do have some I have bought. I bought a couple of them. A couple of costumes. I bought like a Chun-Li costume, but I don't usually dress up. I don't go anywhere. I don't party. I don't go to Halloween things. I don't do There's really no point in me getting a whole costume. So usually what I do is just paint from here up. you know, so
Right. Right.
yeah, and it's cheaper.
Right. So how old were you when you started painting? Do you have, or how long have you started? How long has it been since you started painting?
Actually, this might be my second year painting.
Oh, okay.
I've been doing makeup about 4 years. It's been about 4 years for makeup, and then I sort of started painting in that second year of makeup. About the second year of makeup or so, I started dabbling in paint. But
Right.
that was really just because I didn't have color eyeliners, and so I used some of the paint as eyeliner.
Oh,
That's where
okay.
that started. So
Impressive. Yeah, that's creative. So far as creativity, you use the paint as eyeliner. Where is the most drastic thing that you had to do because you didn't have that specific product? So you, what would you?
mm, I'm not really sure. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I have to think about that one. I'm not really sure. You should have gave me that one before the interview. I would have thought about that
We could have gave that one an idea.
one.
But what did you do? um, okay, so to move on to other things, do you travel with your makeup? Do you go to companies? Do you see, or so far as traveling, do you see yourself working in movies?
Well, I do clients makeup. I do have clients that I do makeup with, but I I uh I I don't know if I want to do movies. I've talked to a couple people in the movie industry, and they're like, you could definitely do movies. Movies, you could do that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't want to move to LA. That's not something I want to do.
Yes, you would have
They
to.
have things in Atlanta, but I don't know.
Because they shoot
It
a lot of
I
movies here.
Horizon maybe.
They do. They shoot a lot of movies in Atlanta, and sometimes
Mm-hmm.
they shoot here in Birmingham as well, but not many. But Atlanta and LA and all of this stuff, like the busier cities, they do go there and do shoot the movies there. So it's like,
Okay.
I guess it would have to be a busier city to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I know if you'll be shocked that like a lot of those backgrounds are actually green screen or a
Mm-hmm.
actual set that's set up, and then they got the little props machines and stuff like that. So
Yep.
especially for in your sense you do paint, um you would probably be more for like gorier movies, like scary movies and stuff and like that.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was funny. I was talking to this wrestler. Okay, you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Right.
Okay, I don't who hasn't. So Drax, Dave Batista.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a Drax, like a female Drax,
Oh, okay.
He commented on the picture and he was like, "This is awesome." And then he DM'd me and he was like, if if Disney wants to do like a like a wife or the family or
Right.
some other people in the movie with females, he's like, I got to get them to base it off of your look,
Right.
and he was like, this is awesome, you're awesome. He was really nice, like it's cool to be able to talk to people who are actually in the field and get them to say,
That's awesome. And say, hey, you did great. I like that.
oh, I've only been doing it for a few years, like that's so cool. Like I'm still starstruck.
Right. And you wonder, like, it's like, oh, it's amazing. He recognized me.
Right, exactly.
Hold on one second. I'm gonna pause. All right, now we're back at it. We had a slight malfunction. It's all right. But okay, so back to other things on your makeup and stuff. And so what do you think would you Okay, so what do you see in the future for your makeup, and what do you plan on doing in the future?
Well, hopefully I can actually get into some type of a studio or something. Like, you know, I don't know where it's gonna lead me. This is all, everything's happened so quickly in the last few years that really, honestly, I don't really know where it's gonna take me. But I would like to, you know, work with more celebrities and, you know, do makeup on them. Maybe, you know, work on a set of a movie or a show or something like that. That'd be really cool. So, you know, something like that. Hopefully that happens. I don't know.
Right. Somebody calls, say, "Hey, can you come do this for me?"
Yeah, I would
what does
love.
that feel like? Like, what does that feel like? You know, having people to call you and talk to you and say, "Hey, you're amazing. Can you come do this for me?" I've always wanted that, but that's, you know.
Um, it's overwhelming. It is. It's humbling at times because sometimes, you know, it's just like, wow, like I've had like a wrestler ask me to do her makeup and I'm like, really? Yes, yes, I'll do it.
With
So,
stars. I was like, "Oh my god."
so, and that was just, it was so cool. Like, you know, and I got to meet people behind the scenes. I am such a behind the scenes person. Like, whenever we get movies or whenever we get, you know, something that's behind the scenes, I'm all for it. So
Right.
being behind the scenes and seeing that kind of stuff in person is so cool. And I love it. And I love it. Like, that's what I want to do. I think I really like, so it's
Right.
very, you know, it's crazy, like thinking that that stuff is the stuff I like. I'm actually getting to do the stuff I like. You know,
Right.
that's crazy.
Right. Right. I noticed that what was I know I asked you earlier how long it took for you to do your makeup. You said the first time you did it was 7 to 8 hours. And how tiring was that?
Oh, I took so many. I watched the show in between. We had music going. I cooked dinner in between. It was a lot, but just the makeup part was 7 to 8 hours. That means that was like about a 12-hour thing for me. Yeah, that was a long day.
Right. Because you have to do the makeup, and then you would have to take pictures and post them on all of your platforms, and
Which is
then
hard too. That's a lot of work because you
it's very
come up
hard.
with stuff. Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, and also reading the comments under your post to make sure that you know you're pleasing everybody and making sure that everybody's on positive and you're on the same page as your fans. So,
Hmm.
what it would be your goal into the future as to what you want with your fan base, or what do you want from your fan base?
Um, I would just like it to grow. I don't really, there's not anything that I really ask from anybody. You know what I mean? It's more so just like, I just, you know, want people to come and have fun and, you know, then go about their business. I don't really ask for much from people, and I don't really depend on people to comment all the time. You know, I don't require that. I don't, you
Right.
know, I just sort of do it because it's fun and people enjoy it and they speak to me about it. You know, I do have a lot of fans who are, it's kind of weird to say, but repeat fans. Like, they'll come and they're the ones that's always on my stories and answering them, the ones that are always commenting. Those are the people I like, keeping those people around, because it's like, those are the people you know are your actual fans. I always talk to them. We are always talking because, you know, why not? You know, I
Right.
got the time. You know, when I have this, I don't mind at all.
Okay. That's great that you want to keep in touch with your fans at all times, and well, it ain't all times, but as much as you can. Um,
As much as I can, because yeah,
right, as
it's a
long as
lot.
you can, as much as you can.
Yeah.
So far as um keeping up with the makeup trends, I see that a lot of your makeup looks are from cartoons. Like you said, you did 30 Days of Disney, and I see you do a lot of movies. What about Japanese animation?
I do some, but I'm not like a huge, like, I don't watch anime all day long because, you know, I do have kids, so they're watching their shows.
Right.
My older my older child watches anime, and he enjoys it. So I do see some of it. We do have like Funimation and things like that. So we have all the channels and things to watch it on. But mostly when I do anime stuff, because I don't watch it very often, I don't like doing stuff that I don't really know about. So if it's something I don't know about, I'll go and I'll watch a few episodes,
Okay.
or I'll research it or something.
Right.
But I try to know what I'm doing, because I don't want to be like, I don't want to look like a poser. You know what I mean?
Honestly, in the anime community, you know, you don't really have posers. You just go. A lot of the people who dress up and cosplay as Japanese animation characters, they would usually go with the flow. When you go to cons, you run into a lot of people who are, you know, some of these people who dress these characters and they hardly ever seen it or haven't even finished the anime, you know, so they don't really, you don't really come off as a poser, because you have a lot of people who haven't watched the show and still would cosplay the character, or haven't finished the show and still cosplay the character. And then you walk up to them like, oh, have you seen this and seen that? And they be like, no. And I was just like, what? And you know,
Yeah.
you just kind of go with the flow. It's all going with the flow. You know, it's nothing too serious. We're all having fun here. You know.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just fun. People take it very seriously.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
doing
lot of people.
very serious with some people, but it really is just, it should be fun. It should be.
Okay, so do you ever see yourself coming out with like a makeup line or starting?
I don't know. I don't know
You should.
about it, but you know, everybody has a makeup line, but that's not really what's stopping me. It's more so just I'm busy.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'd love to be able to do other stuff. I'm just busy. There's a lot going on here. A lot of stuff that, you know, you guys see, you guys don't see, you know. I'm probably going to be moving soon, you know, looking for a place, and, you know, so it's just, you know, it's a lot. So I'm not trying to put too much on my plate, because I don't want to completely fail in something, you know what I mean? Trying to do too much. So yeah.
Right.
Maybe eventually. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, so to wrap it all up, I was gonna ask you, is there any advice that you would give to your fans before we go? Anything that you would say positive or?
Honestly, just be nice to people. Like, you really just don't know what's going on in other people's lives. Like, people are so mean to each other, especially online. You know, because people feel like they're not going to be seen, so they don't have to be nice. But it's, you know, one little comment can ruin someone's day. And I'm not nearly as, you know, sensitive as some people are. I could care if someone says something about me online. I have a block button and I can erase comments. So I'm not about that. But you know, some people aren't that strong, I guess. You know, some people don't have that. They can't do that. You know, just be nice to people. Especially now, everybody's going through it. Like, literally the whole world has stopped. So just be nice to people. That's it.
They're moving. Okay. Thank you once again, Lucia. Could you tell us where to follow you on Instagram or any other platform that you have?
Sure. So you can find me on Instagram at Is She Black or Asian? That's spelled ISSHEBLACKORAZN. And that's actually my name on everything, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and soon on YouTube.
All right now. Okay, well, once again, thank you for interviewing with the Collector's Maze. You can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. You can also see the interview will be uploaded to YouTube soon. So just be on the lookout for that.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you. You are so amazing.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.